Live. Okay. So if anybody, I know this is kind of impromptu, and I haven't done a live chat in probably over a year, nor have I really done anything big in a while. But if you are listening, if you can hear my voice and see my face, let me know real quick because it looks like you're probably staring at a black screen. What's up, Steven? Can you see me? Oh, that's right. I forgot. I made it so when people comment, they have to wait 10 seconds before they can comment again.
Oh, no.
Pre-war. Thank you. Yes, I'm here. It may just be us. Immediately. What's new on the Kurt case? Yes, I can see you and hear you. Booty hunter. What's a TW booty hunter? This is Autumn.
Hi.
And Autumn and I have been friends for a very long time. Since we were kids, we're going to, well, we've already actually recorded a couple videos that I've been editing. Good afternoon, Brian Jessinger, guest singer. I'm not sure, but yeah, I was gone. I had to leave. I was out of the country for a couple weeks, and Autumn and I had like recorded some stuff before I left, so I didn't have time to edit it. I thought the best way to introduce her to you guys is just do a live chat. So we'll see who shows up. We'll see if more people show up. Autumn, tell these people a little about yourself.
He answered you.
Oh, he did? I've seen you
on
Black Couch Bookings channel. I don't know who that is,
Seen
brother.
American PsyFox? Not me.
Or her.
It's not me.
It could have been. She's Autumn gets around. No. So it's great you guys are here. If you recall, when I used to do live chats, there would be like a constant stream, so it was very easy to just read people's stuff. Again, we'll see if people show up or not. I know I didn't even like mention it, I don't think, to anybody. But the stuff that we've talked about. Oh, okay, I get it. He's talking about you. I gotcha. Well, everybody starts out as a small YouTuber. Nobody starts out as a big YouTuber, right? I think it took me like in the beginning, I just like played video games with Jordan because it made him happy to watch himself on TV. And I think it took like 2 years before we even got a subscriber. It was bad. It was really bad. But so what I'd like to do is just so you guys kind of get to know Autumn. What do you do for a living, Autumn?
I am a physical therapist in Ohio.
Yes. Mm-hmm. You're a physical therapist. What does that mean?
That means I rehabilitate people.
You stretch them out. Does that involve? No, I'm thinking of a dietitian, somebody who tells you how to eat well. Which, by the way, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking a smoothie. It's a protein smoothie.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, and
smoothies are for women.
A little shot of ginger.
You have your own supply of ginger.
It's ginger juice. It's good for you.
I'll take your word for it. I started eating a grapefruit every day because I read that it lowers your blood pressure. And I talked to a doctor who also said you can either go on blood pressure medication or you can just eat a grapefruit every day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, I'll eat the grapefruit.
Yeah.
How have you guys been? Where are you guys from? Why don't we start out there? Where's everybody from? Tell me where you're from and what your favorite band is. Jamie Peace says, hey, ASF, hit like to show support. Steven says hello to Autumn. Jamie is from Maine. Oh, I've always wanted to go to Maine, man. That's
Me too.
like a rocky
They have
lobster.
special lobsters up there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I used to work with this guy who he would pay like hundreds of dollars to have lobster overnighted from Maine, like frozen and overnighted to him. It was the best shit you ever put in your mouth. But every Stephen King book is like based in Maine or Rhode Island, some little rocky shore town. So I just want to go to a little town like that on the coast and
Yeah.
see what kind of supernatural shit happens.
One of the episodes of American Horror Story takes place, the settings in Maine.
Probably.
Anybody love that show? I love that show.
I watched what is it? American Horror? It's just American Horror Show. I watched it up until the point where Lady Gaga was a vampire, and then I quit. Whatever season that was.
Well, each season is different and unique, so you can't really knock any of them. They're all their own. Like my favorite season was probably Freak Show.
I like the one with the boy who played Jeffrey Dahmer. Did you watch the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary? Okay, the guy who played Jeffrey Dahmer played.
What's his name? Evan.
I don't know, but he was like the high school kid who like took out all the other kids, and he was dead. But and he was living in the house, and he developed a relationship with the girl. That was my favorite season. What about you guys? She says, yes, we have lots of lobster. It's probably not any. It's probably like us eating deer or something. Like it's not like a big deal. So beautiful here. Have all 4 seasons. Go to Mill House in Vassalboro, Maine. I've been there. It's haunted.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Down here we have what? The Ridges on OU's campus that's supposedly haunted. And
I went there with this YouTuber named Scott on Tape. I know you don't know who he is, but he has like 250,000 subscribers. And we went there and filmed, but we were supposed to get in to like all the shut down areas where it's haunted. And there was one college girl who was blocking our way, and the professor who was supposed to let us in just didn't show up. And she didn't believe us that this professor who gave us permission to go in and film. So we got cock blocked by one girl.
Yeah.
And so it never really came to fruition. You and I could go up there and finish that documentary, as a matter of fact. I still have film with Scott, and we could just add to it and finish it.
We should.
Yeah.
Because it'd be a cool story.
For those of you who don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio was going to star in a movie about Billy Milligan. Billy Milligan was this notorious criminal in Ohio who claimed to have all these different personalities. There's actually a documentary on Netflix, the Many Faces of Billy Milligan. And he was housed here in Athens at the state mental asylum. It was somewhat of a think tank where like the brightest minds of psychology would come, and that's where they started like the electroshock therapy and the lobotomies and like all that creepy stuff. I saw that video you did with Skull on Tape. Yeah, Stephen, I did upload about 10 or 15 minutes of it where him and I were just talking to each other. The Arturs are a cool UK band. They were going to support Nirvana on tour. Huh. I've never heard of them. I'll have to check those out. I like your video on Chris Cornell and Alice in Chains. Any chance you'll finish this? Oh, what do you mean by this? The Chris Cornell one was sort of a standalone, just going over the last 24 hours of his life. That was pretty like hour to hour sort of video.
Chris Cornell was so
Christy
hot.
Purcell, Parkersburg, West Virginia.
Oh, right. Then she knows about the Blennerhassett Hotel that's haunted, room 409.
What is it called?
The Blennerhassett Hotel across the river.
Never heard of it.
Blennerhassett Island.
I've never heard of it.
It was like an old plantation, right, Christy? And yeah, room 409 supposedly haunted. You can go stay over there. You can stay in that room if you want to.
I want to.
Me too. You can have birthday parties there, I think. Teenage girls like to get this room and spend the night there and see if anything happens.
You want to hear about a messed up birthday party for Frances Bean Cobain's 16th? I think it was her 16th. Maybe she was younger. Courtney had a party where everybody dressed up like they were dead.
Sounds Hollywood.
Considering the way her father died, and then you have a birthday party for your kid, everybody dressed up like you're dead. Like that just sounds fucked up.
Yeah. Well, she is. Nobody likes her.
She's getting citizenship in England.
Oh.
Did you send that to me? Somebody sent it to me where she applied for citizenship in England, and apparently they're going to give it to her. So now she's England's problem.
Good riddance.
Yeah, that's what I say. She's escaping justice. But it is a country we can extradite from, so I think she wore out her welcome in every other place. Christy says the island is supposedly haunted as well.
All right.
That yeah. Good to see you, Charles. Eric 777.
Yeah, I've never been there, Christy, but I plan on going.
Oh, Alex, what's up, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. You think Dave Grohl recovered from his scandal?
Oh, is he talking about the molestation?
No. Dave Grohl had a fucking baby with a woman out of wedlock. Do you not listen to the news? I told you about this weeks ago. Dave Grohl has a baby with a 38-year-old woman named Jennifer. Dave Grohl has been married to a woman named Jordan for 30 years. So, and apparently there's no mention of them getting divorced. So.
She's forgiving.
I think she's just so used to the lifestyle he provides, she doesn't want to give it up.
Probably. I mean, it's not the baby's fault.
No, that's what I said too. Oh, you know what? It was Seth. It was my friend Seth that I talked about this with. That's what it was. I don't know, man. I don't know how he can recover, Alex. If I was him, I would feel too ashamed to show my face in public. But Dave Grohl loves attention. He's been a celebrity his whole life. I'm pretty sure that most of his fans will easily forgive him. So, yeah. Alex says, read enough on Dave. He is a serial cheater. Pretty much I think he's been married 3 times, and all 3, well, the first 2 ended because of adultery. And yes, he does need to have a boy. Jamie says, how old is the child? It's like months old. It's just a baby. You just Google Jennifer Young, Dave Grohl's baby mama, and a picture of Jennifer Young will pop up. She has taken the baby in public, but she like covers its face like Michael Jackson did, and she like the baby's always wearing a Metallica helmet. Like I don't know if she's afraid that somebody's gonna try to hurt her baby or what, but like it's always like in SWAT gear and shit.
Well, there are crazy people in this day and age. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, like it wouldn't surprise me if people threatened her.
Yeah, she probably has.
You ruined someone's marriage that I don't know and I'm not friends with.
It takes 2.
Yeah, I'm more pissed off at Dave than anything because, he should know better. My God, dude's 55 years old. But I'm just glad it wasn't some teenager like Anthony Kiedis. By the way, guys, that's why Autumn and I recorded was a video on the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I just saw a picture yesterday pop up on the news of Anthony Kiedis posing with an 18-year-old girl. Apparently he's got a new girlfriend already, fresh out of high school. Disgusting. That dude is disgusting.
Yeah. That's gross.
I used to kind of idolize him. Like I used to think he was cool and look, I mean, I'd have to stand up. This bird is from the Red Hot Chili Peppers album on my arm. And now I think the guy's he's a pedo or something. Yeah, Joseph Van Allen says Dave's been a player since the 90s.
Yeah.
Dave's dumb. The baby mama has her meal ticket, though. Yeah, she moved from Florida to Hollywood already. She's moving on up, and she took her mom with her. So Dave has already put her up in West Hollywood. I have the Courtney Did It shirt as well, but the gun and the needle got rubbed off. How many times did you wash it? Unfortunately, though, well, that was about what, 3 or 4 years ago. We had those shirts. Teespring. I heard about this, but it was a long time ago.
I watched some of it, Joseph.
Um, what did he say?
Did you watch the SNL 50th anniversary?
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I've seen it on some streaming service.
So good. Good times.
Teespring sold the company. They were basically going bankrupt. And to try to avoid this, they started using lesser quality shirts, lesser quality ink, blah, blah, blah. And then people started getting mad because of what you're talking about. Like you wash it a few times, the ink rubs off, whatever. And they ended up selling the company. And this new company has kind of like redeemed the quality of this stuff. So no way the case gets reopened. I personally feel that Courtney and company have been protected for reasons that go beyond the Seattle PD. I mean, you're right, dude. She was friends with Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton, Prince, whatever the creepy one was.
Prince Andrew.
Yeah, Prince Andrew was the creepy one. James Bostrom, hey man, big fan. I don't ever. It's frustrating. Once I went out there and saw for myself and like talk to these, the police and talk to the coroner's office. Well, I tried to talk to the coroner's office. They have no interest in reopening that case. They just want it to go away. Like I think they're just waiting for Kurt Cobain fans to get old and die so they can forget about it. Let's see. But Eric says, I think the case will be reopened. It's been, they did reopen it once in 2015, somewhere around there. And then they quickly shut it again. So, yeah. Shane says she's friends with the whole Epstein list.
Even Beyonce. Hey, y'all, it's Beyonce.
She was definitely on Epstein's flight log.
She is, and she got whatever album of the year over Billie Eilish, who I love, who has like 1 billion streams, 1 billion views just on Wildflower alone, and she should have been given that award, not Beyonce. But that's just my opinion.
I've heard different people talk about this, the Grammys and all that, and apparently they don't even go by their own rules. They kind of just choose whoever they're closest to, whoever's playing the game, Beyonce has.
Jay-Z's playing the game because Beyonce won.
Well, Jay-Z's also a pedo, and he's probably going to go down with Sean Combs. But
that'd be amazing.
Beyonce has like this ridiculous number of Grammys.
Yeah, Shane.
This ridiculous number of Grammys, more than anybody you can think of, more than the Beatles, more than Nirvana, more than Aretha Franklin, more like, how does stupid ass Beyonce have 20 something Grammys? It's like, obviously she's a part of a club, a Hollywood elite club, right?
Oh yeah, they're elite, all right.
Jay-Z and the Diddler. The Diddler. That's hilarious. No, she doesn't have one Grammy. She has numerous Grammys. It does seem like a lot of people in Hollywood are creepy, doesn't it?
It doesn't seem. They really are.
Yeah.
Look at all the child actors who've grown up and came out and talked about what they lived through. They know, there are kids that know things that they shouldn't know, that have experienced things that they shouldn't have ever even thought about. Like, you can't make that stuff up. It's sick.
Yeah. And the wildest part is
The Hampton Files and all that. They interviewed those kids. Talk about sacrificing babies
all the
in the school.
Nickelodeon kids.
In the school.
I'm talking about the Nickelodeon kids, Corey Feldman, and
yeah.
the '80s. What's crazy is their parents. Even River Phoenix. River Phoenix was abused when he was a kid. Their parents were so happy that their kid was making all this money that they just leave him in the care of anybody. Like, well, I trust you because you work for a television show. Just because somebody works for a television show doesn't mean they can't be, you know. And often people like that will put themselves in positions where they can be around children. You know. Okay. I always kind of thought maybe just a little more happened between Mike and Lane. I think I might be wrong. Didn't even man, what was his name? Matt Lauer. Even he ended up with some kind of weird scandal.
Yeah.
River Phoenix. I seriously had a crush on him. When he passed, it broke my heart.
Aww.
To hear his story is just heartbreaking.
Yeah. Such a talented person. River Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a fan of him too.
He was a good musician, like he was a good guitarist and he could sing well, but his stuff was a little too hippie for me. Like it was too peace, love, happy. I like the darker stuff. Yeah, King County is effed up, and I will be the first to say it. Yes, it is. I found that out the hard way. Corey Haim. Who was the guy that most recently, blonde haired kid? Did he die in a bathtub or something? He was like Alan Carter. Is that his name? Aaron Carter.
Wait,
something Carter.
Aaron Carter.
Yeah, he was all messed up in the head from Hollywood.
And Liam Payne, right?
Chrissy says Kurt dedicated a song to River Phoenix in LA in '93. Yeah, I actually used that in an introduction to a video I edited about River Phoenix, as a matter of fact. If you guys have never watched it, there's a couple videos on River Phoenix on the channel. Yes, Aaron Carter, that's the guy. He was like literally saying, I'm not suicidal, you know, I don't want to die. And then the next thing you know, he's dead.
Yeah.
And he was like talking about people in Hollywood who are creeps. I think the whole house of cards needs to fall down and it needs to be rebuilt.
So much corruption.
Do you think you could sit here and talk to these guys while I go get some water?
Poor Justin. Yeah.
Can you guys talk to Autumn for a moment? I'm going to go get a cup of water and I will be right back and we'll continue this thing. I have a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. Okay.
Okay. We got it.
You're all on your own. I'll just zip around here.
It's so nice to meet all of you.
Or do you want some water or something?
No, I don't need any water, thanks. Hi, Joseph. It's nice to meet you all. Hi, Jamie. Nice to meet you all. What's my favorite band? Well, it probably depends. My favorite band is probably the Deftones. I'm a huge fan of theirs. I also like a band called Catatonia, which is not in America. But in the 90s, I really liked Stone Temple Pilots and Filter, and of course, Nirvana. Sometimes I'm just listening to music, and each song I hear, you know, like that could be my favorite band, or I just really like certain songs from particular bands. When we were younger, I introduced Charles to Soundgarden. So, or as you guys know him, American PsyFox, and I've known him probably since we were in middle school, 5th and 6th grade. Yes, Stone Temple Pilots. So sad.
Tell them about yourself and how you grew up. There you go.
We're doing fine, thanks. Yeah, so I'm also from the same little town in Ohio. And nice. I like the Deftones too. I know so many great singers have passed on, and taken their own lives. It's just you couldn't understand why that would ever happen. It's really, really heartbreaking. Or even to know, like, you can still go to an STV concert, or you can still go to a Soundgarden concert, but you're not going to hear the original singers, or even Linkin Park for that matter. And they replaced Chester with a girl. That really upset me because it's just not the same. It's just not the same. And uh, of course, if you guys have SiriusXM, they put the new song, I can't think, the Emptiness Machine, that's what it's called, Linkin Park. They put that on repeat for like, I don't know, a month, trying to get everybody rehooked on her, and it didn't work for me. Oh yeah, I like Velvet Revolver for sure. And of course, if you like Soundgarden, you probably like Audio Slave, right? Love that. And just on my way over here to Charles' house today, I was listening to Filter. Did I already say Filter?
Oh, I haven't heard Filter in forever.
Yeah. So,
Short Bus.
Oh,
That
yeah.
whole record was good.
Oasis takes me all the way back to the 8th grade field trip. We went to, Charles and I, we went to Washington, D.C. in the 8th grade at the height of Green Day, at the height of Soundgarden, at the height of Smashing Pumpkins, at the height of Oasis.
Mm-hmm. Those were the good days. Late 90s. Well, I don't know. Early 90s were obviously awesome, but all of that stuff was still popular in the late 90s. Like when we were kids, it was like Kurt Cobain wasn't even dead.
Hell yeah. Go ahead.
Do you remember that? Like,
What?
it didn't feel like Kurt Cobain was dead in the 90s because he was everywhere, on TV, on radio. Like, I mean, he still is, really, but
you know how everybody remembers like where they were when OJ got sentenced or where they were when JFK died. Well, I remember where I was when Kurt Cobain died. I was in middle school, and it was on Channel 1, and Lisa Lang was reporting the news on Channel 1 at school and said Kurt Cobain died.
Yeah,
I remember that day.
Or I remember the teacher crying. Miss Jones.
You had Miss Jones.
Yeah,
I had Mr. Hill and Mrs. Skinner, but
Mrs. Jones ended up becoming my boys' principal at Athens. They got rid of her real quick.
You're right, Chris, but we still know all the words. We can't help it.
Yeah, I mean, you heard the even if it was like poppy radio rock, you heard it on the radio so much that it's just like ingrained in your head. And back then there were a lot of radio bands that I would have been like, I don't listen to that shit. But now when I hear it, I'm like, yeah, this is great. Like I listen to like Depeche Mode now and Echo and the Bunnymen and like all these 80s bands that I would have hated when I was a kid,
I love 80s music.
You listen to the Smiths, Morrissey?
No, I don't really listen to them.
I'll have to make you an 80s list. I have my
Spotify playlist of my ultimate 80s playlist, which is just a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But
I saw Bad Brains at the Super Bowl. Bad Brains played at the Super Bowl? Oh, Super Bowl hardcore and cops came and shut it down because someone got stabbed. It was wild. That was unusual. It was a relatively safe scene. Yeah, so the JFK case.
Yes, The Cure.
As you guys know, I interviewed Dr. Cyril Wecht a couple, 3 or 4 years ago about the Cobain thing. And I always wanted to talk to him about JFK because he was the coroner who discovered JFK's brain was missing. Like he was the one who came out and said the Warren Commission was corrupt and there were more than one shooter. And so I think we might actually learn the truth about JFK within the next few months or so. Apparently Trump is just like releasing shit left and right, So I know some of the stuff that was supposed to be redacted wasn't, like social security numbers of people who are still alive.
Yeah, there were people getting paid Social Security, or Social Security was paying people that were 276 years old.
I
And there were
believe
like
it.
hundreds of them, not just one. So
Yeah, and
where are these vampires? Where are
well, who's cashing the checks?
No kidding.
Right?
Yeah.
And I know that's a very heated debate and people pick sides, but I just try to find the truth, man. That's all I care about. I just want to know what's real and what's not.
Yeah, you can't be afraid to talk about it.
Right. You have to be able to talk about things with people. And
yeah. You're right, you're right,
that's
wrong.
what's wrong right now with our government is the Democrats are so stubborn that they won't even have discussion with the Republicans. They won't even talk. You know, it's just like, you're bad. We're not talking. That solves nothing. I was never afraid to talk about the Kurt Cobain thing. A lot of people are afraid to talk about the Kurt Cobain thing. They think somehow it's going to like affect them, or people will think they're crazy or whatever. I can't say that I've ever had any like real bad repercussions. You get trolls and people say nasty shit to you, but that's like every YouTuber. No matter what you talk about, you're going to get that. But what's wrong?
Is this a Gin Blossom?
Yeah, it's a Gin Blossom CD.
Oh my gosh, I need this. I need.
You guys remember this? I found, you can have it. I found it in my garage. I found it in my garage the other day. Yeah, I could buff it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's got all the good. It's the good. It was their good record too. Yeah.
Is that one on there?
Yep, Allison Road, Follow You Down, like all their good stuff is on that one. I know you guys remember that. Yeah.
That's great.
Time to Heal says, "Hey, jealousy. How can someone older than the country be claiming benefits?" Exactly. That's the problem.
There's a whole bunch of them, more than several hundred. Yeah.
Trolls assemble. Ronnie Buzz says, I was listening to that yesterday. So apparently he was listening to the Gin Blossoms yesterday. They were like, I always wanted more out of them. I can admit now, I would have never admitted this back when I was a punk rocker, but I can admit now I like Gin Blossoms. And
of course, like that's the music that was part of your teen years.
It's like the soundtrack to your youth.
Yes.
Remember Better Than Ezra?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Better Than Ezra.
Everclear.
Yes. My friend Cindy loves Everclear. She wrote a paper on Everclear in college.
I was at a Cranberries and Collective Soul concert in the 90s.
Really?
Oh yeah.
How did I not know that?
Yeah, I won tickets off the radio station. I was in the grass.
Who'd you take?
Miranda.
Of course. This wasn't during the time that I knew you, and we're like when I hung out with Ryan.
No, after that, yeah. I could drive up there. Yeah, I drove. We drove up there.
Oh, okay. So you guys were
18.
Like, you guys were older. I gotcha.
Mazzy Star. That's my favorite song of all time. Is Fade Into You.
Did you guys know that a member of Hole ended up playing in Mazzy Star? I think it was Jill Emery who ended up playing in Mazzy Star. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I told not too long ago on my channel, I said the saddest song ever written is Fade Into You by Mazzy Star. And whoever you're thinking about, if you listen to that song and whoever you're thinking about at the end of the song is the person that you love. And like people were like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to listen to it and see what happens.
Me too, Ronnie. Yeah, Hope is so beautiful, and she has such an amazing voice, and yeah, and just the way she is, she's a very talented person. She's still so beautiful now.
Eric 777, that's my 777. That's my favorite Danzig song. I got involved with the music industry right before Nevermind came out, and I saw Nirvana live. Where did you see them at? I never had a chance. I was too young. My older stepbrother, got to see them in New Orleans, and
Arrested Development.
dude, crazy. This is a completely true.
Mr. Wendell. Sorry.
Oh yeah, the
Go
'90s
ahead.
had a lot of
Yeah.
dance music too, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Maybe if I was like on ecstasy back then, I would have got into it or something. But I never got into the whole like rave scene or whatever.
Arrested Development.
Weren't they like a dance group?
No.
Oh, I don't know. Whatever.
Weren't they like a one-hit wonder with Mr. Wendell? That song, like, I don't know. Maybe I just had the single, because back then you could get singles, or you could get a full album. So.
By the way, I got you a keychain in Miami.
Oh, I love that.
I actually bought you a shirt, but I lost from the Virgin Islands, but I lost it. So somehow in transport, like.
Thank you. You guys see?
Yes, it's got some sand in the toes.
It does have sandy toes. I love that.
Man, there was something
I'm ready for some flip-flop weather.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to mention.
Our weather.
I'm building. As you guys know, if you've been around my channel for a while, I built a recording studio in my other house, and then I moved houses. So now I'm building a recording studio in my garage, and I'm going to continue to make the types of videos that I've always made by myself. But Autumn and I are also going to do a podcast where we have specific subjects we talk about each week or every other week. And it's going to be set up like a living room. I've noticed a lot of podcasts these days are more cozy. Like there's like a couch and a chair and a desk and carpet, you know. So I'm kind of like doing that whole thing in my garage. And we're waiting for warm weather to appear in Ohio. I am going to put like a heater and an air conditioner in there eventually, but I'm going to have to. But yeah, there's going to be an entirely new background. And matter of fact, it was Autumn that bought this second microphone. So she kind of helped this thing along. Oh yes, this is what I wanted to say. I must have listened to the Cranberries so many times in my youth that I could probably remember every song note for note because of the amount of times that I listened to that. Ryan would always have these weird singles from Europe. He would order them out of catalogs, and he had all these like rare Nirvana songs that have popped up on YouTube over the last several years. My friend Ryan had those singles back in the 90s. You know, there was one single they only released in Australia. There was one they only released in France, and somehow Ryan would get his hands on them. I mean, I don't know how. He pretty much got whatever he wanted, but do you remember this?
Well,
you
have me thinking about something else I'm trying to remember.
System.
Columbia House Music.
Columbia House.
You ordered 15 or 20 things for 99 cents and subscribed. You cancel the subscription, you got a whole bunch of CDs.
Oh, my mom was so pissed. I sent them a penny. I sent them a penny in a fucking envelope, and they sent me like 12 CDs, and I'm like, gotcha, suckers.
Well, that's how.
I think my mom ended up paying for several CDs though, because they were threatening me or something. But if you're underage, they can't sue you, you know. So I don't know. I think she did end up like paying a monthly fee for a while and keeping the CDs. But check it out. I remember what I wanted to tell you guys. This is a neat little anecdote. Never buy this, by the way. This entire book makes absolutely zero sense.
You don't like that one?
It's like a book of supposed poetry that Eric Erlandson wrote in relation to Kurt Cobain, but really he's just ripping off a lot of Kurt's thoughts and ideas and lyrics. But there is a couple things he says in here that I'm going to bring up in a video. Now, when I was young, I had an older stepbrother. He's 7 years older than me. And at the time in Louisiana, is Shane in here? Shane from Louisiana.
He's not ignoring it, Eric. He's just busy talking about other things.
Shane can vouch for this. when I was young, Louisiana was the last state where you could drink when you were 18. And it's 21 now, but when I was a kid, it was 18. So my stepbrother lived with his mother in Baton Rouge during the school year. Then during the summer, he would come live with us in Ohio. But he ended up partying a lot in New Orleans, as a lot of people do. And he told me when I was a kid, he swore up and down to me that he ran into Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love on the French Quarter, right? In a bar, just some random bar, French Quarter. And he said they were arguing, and Courtney was leading Kurt around by the hand like a little kid, right? Fast forward, fucking, here it is. Yeah, go ahead. Fast forward, I don't know how many years, and I'm reading this book, and there's a story in it about Courtney and Kurt fighting at the French Quarter, and people like witnessing Courtney drag him around and treat him like shit, and Kurt's all doped up and out of his mind, and she's leading him around like a little kid. And I was like, holy shit, my brother witnessed that. Like he told me about that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you're young, you don't believe that like celebrities are real. Like no one can run into them. They're not real. They're above everyone else. Eric, you keep asking me about Joe Burns. I have nothing to do with Joe Burns, bro. I don't know what to say to you. Like, you're gonna have to talk to Joe Burns. I don't know him. I've never interviewed him. I haven't paid much attention to what he has to say. If you want to know anything about him, you should talk to him.
Oh, Ginger says she was going to go by Anne Rice's house.
Yeah, Anne Rice, Interview with the Vampire.
Oh my gosh, yeah, she had. Listen, she's got a new series out. I can't remember what.
She's still alive?
I mean, yeah, that's
I
what
don't
it says
know.
when I watched the show.
I don't know. I just know she'd be really old.
Okay, I don't even know what channel that plays on. Anyways, yeah, super cool, but the second season of the show is not that great. It's what the heck? I can't think of the name.
Is it more vampire stuff?
It's more like the character is a witch and she gave birth to Satan.
Oh, okay. So it's like it's like Jesus's story reversed, like the opposite.
Yeah, he seduced her, and then the spirit of him had sex with her, and then the offspring was him, like incarnated into flesh instead of just being like a spirit.
The devil's spirit. That's like the Virgin Mary. The spirit impregnates Mary. She has Jesus, right? It's just the exact opposite. Good for Anne Rice, man. I'm glad to hear that she's still. You know how she started her career? She used to write. You know, never mind.
Mayfair.
Your kids might watch this, so I won't say it. She wrote adult novels. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Mayfair Witch. That's the name of it.
Mayfair Witch. What is it on? That's the name of
the show.
What streaming service?
I stream it on YouTube TV. That's what I have.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know which.
I just noticed a couple days ago that YouTube has a lot of great movies. I didn't know you could watch movies on YouTube. That's how stupid I am. That's how little attention I pay to my own platform that I work on. But I watched Gladiator recently. When I was in the Caribbean. I was swimming in the Caribbean. I got a kind of a funny short video I edited with the Pixies. Where is my mind? But anyway, I watched Gladiator. I rented Gladiator 2 on this cruise ship, and it didn't do it for me. It wasn't good enough, so I had to go back and watch Gladiator 1.
Yeah.
And it was free on YouTube with ads.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty cool. That you can watch movies for free, or you can. Apparently, you're a subscriber. You pay.
YouTube TV, yeah.
So is that different than YouTube Premium?
Yeah, it's YouTube TV. So you get all the channels that you would get through like DirecTV or Dish. You get it on there. It just doesn't have like the music stations that you would get on a satellite.
Okay.
But yeah, I think there are other ones.
Alcohol, if you need any.
You're not dirty.
Well, you know, I'm trying to move into spring without getting sick again. I've already been sick twice.
Yeah.
Last time I got sick,
the
my
flu-
God.
Yeah, it didn't go away. It like would keep coming back.
Yeah, you feel better, it gets worse.
Yeah.
Um, oh, thanks, Eric. ASF always has the best Nirvana content compared to any others. I haven't made any in a long time, and part of the reason is, and by the way, the other Eric, I wasn't mad at you for asking me about Joe Burns. I just honestly don't know him. I've never talked to him. Um, I would say take everything he says with a grain of salt. When somebody's being paid and they're an addict, you might want to take what they say with a grain of salt. Um, but and I find his account completely unbelievable. But I will say I haven't heard the entire thing. I've only heard bits and pieces. But it's taken me a long time to gather. I mean, I made 30 something videos about Kurt Cobain. There's only so much you can say about a guy that only lived 27 years before you just start repeating yourself. And I don't think people want to hear me repeat myself. So it's taken me quite a while just to collect more information to make a new video. I still have all my footage from Seattle and where I went to Seattle. And I've just kind of been slowly gathering all these little pieces to try to make a cool documentary. And part of the reason that's taken so long is I ended up getting another job and moving, and then I was out of the country. Um, but a big part of it is I'm not editing this like a normal video. Like I'm making it like a documentary. Every second, every frame is thought out and put in its proper place. There's no filler, right? And it's long too, but it is coming to an end. I can tell you that. I think a lot of people got mad and they're like, yeah, he's never gonna do anything. Like I have been doing stuff. It's just taken a long time to make that quality of a video, I guess. I finally got an 8K camera too. So we're gonna have like two cameras and nicer quality cameras. It's pretty good. So does anybody have any questions for Autumn or myself? I know there's not a lot of people here because I didn't plan this ahead. I haven't done one in a long time. Hopefully there'll be some people come along and watch it after the fact. You have anything you want to read, Autumn?
Joseph wants to know if you still talk to Gary. Thanks, Jack.
No. I Gary Cobain, man, I don't know. There was a couple phone conversations I had with Gary, and typically I wouldn't put phone conversations out in the public, but he pissed me off. So, you know, the first conversation he's telling me, I don't know these people. I've never signed anything. I don't know what they're talking about. Then the second conversation we have, oh yeah, I know them. Yeah, I remember them. It's like, come on, man. There are people who are just dangling carrots in front of Gary's face, and he'll go for whatever carrot is closest. So, like, I legitimately tried to help him. I legitimately had a buyer for the autopsy, and he just let other people take control of him. So, you know, what people have to learn on their own.
Gary's a leech. I'm married.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm just saying, like, people have to learn from their own mistakes. I tried to steer him in the right direction, which I thought was, um, you know, the righteous thing to do, the right thing to do. You know, I could have. Let me put it this way: I could have sold that autopsy. I could have put it on the internet. I could have done anything, and I legitimately withheld information to try to help him. And then he stepped on his own foot and let other people take advantage of him after I warned him that that's what they would do. So it's like, what can you do? You can't. force an adult to do the right thing, right? So um, I just wish he would have listened to me. I wish he would have realized this guy has my best interests at heart. Maybe these other people are just looking out for themselves and trying to like gain a name for themselves, you know. But it is what it is. I was really, really upset that it worked out that way. Um, but yeah, so I had a high school band, and Autumn used to hang around with us back in the day.
In the learning days, got to hear
Yeah,
all that.
you know,
Hmm.
and
Good
I don't
times.
know. We
Good
just
times.
sort of kept in touch over the years, as people do. And I thought it would be kind of fun to have somebody else who's close to me who could help me do research and talk to me about different subjects that you guys might be interested in hearing.
Somebody else wants more Alice in Chains. That's what Stephen.
There, I think I only made.
He made one.
Well, originally I made like 2 or 3 videos on the band, like their career, and I think there is at least one more that I need to make to sort of wrap that series up. My friend Seth's been bugging me too. He's like, dude, you need to write some more Alice in Chains videos. So that's definitely something I'd like to do. Um, I'm reading Anthony Kiedis's book right now, and then after I read Anthony Kiedis's book, I'm going to read the Alice in Chains book, and obviously that's where I make. I don't typically watch documentaries and make videos. I read books and then use the information from the book to make videos. So obviously those videos will be coming out because that's what I'm reading right now. Somebody sent me this was an English thing. It was NME newspaper. Like I think it came out every month or something. Somebody mailed me one from London, and it's a original March 1994 edition of when Kurt Cobain OD'd in Rome and went into a coma, like before he died. And I was like, holy cow, this is amazing. Like this person saved it this whole time and then they gave it to me, you know. So it has like a hour by hour account of that whole Rome incident. And I want to use that for a video too. What's been going on YouTube? Who's making the big stuff right now? I haven't really done a whole lot recently. I know there's been a lot of Nirvana channels pop up all over the place, especially the dudes who play guitar and try to get the same tones. Let's see. Oh, I'm so you guys are talking to each other. Okay. But Anthony K is a total pred, useless agent.
Yeah, he was pulled into that world at a very, very, very young age. You know, he probably grew up molested and God knows what else because of his dad was in the industry. So he didn't know any different. He didn't know any better, and he's warped, mentally warped. Can hear it. Californication.
Yeah.
That song alone it says so much, right?
Yeah, he's definitely telling you something. The strangest part of his life is asking his dad, "Can I do it with your girlfriend?" and then the girlfriend agreeing to it. Like that was weird. When he was 12. Wow. Well, guys, I didn't want to keep you on here for a real long time. I just wanted to sort of introduce Autumn and let you know what I'm about to be uploading. As I said, we recorded a video on the Red Hot Chili Peppers, so that whole Anthony Kiedis thing is going to be next. I know a lot of people have. I've been seeing videos about Anthony pop up here and there, so you know. Sorry if I'm saturating you with that same content, but you know, I always try to like think of things from a different point of view and come up with some different perspectives. So um, hopefully you guys will enjoy that. And then next will be the Alice in Chains book and this whole Seattle trip thing. Is there anything you'd like to say, Autumn, before we get off here? That's a big diamond ring you got there.
Thank you.
Well, how many carats is that thing?
3.
3 whole carats.
Yeah. 1, and then 1.
Dang. You have to take a second mortgage out for that?
No. No. It's given to me on day 1.
Yeah, I know. Hey, it was so. Whatever happened to the heart-shaped box cover you did? Hey, man, that's a good question. I did that with a guy named Kevin Petrosky. Matter of fact, Kevin was in Ohio not long ago at there's this old state prison that's haunted. They filmed Shawshank Redemption at this prison. And he wanted me to come there and like do a tour with him and stuff. And I got my dates mixed up.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. But we did the guitar and the drums is on the channel under ASF drum covers. But what ended up happening is I asked people to send in a vocal track, and and whoever is best will add your vocal track to our heart-shaped box cover. So many people were so good that I couldn't decide. And then I was like, well, if I pick somebody, then all these other people are going to think I didn't think they were any good. So I just never did it. I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't just pick one.
Yeah, I thought about like mixing it up and having like each person sing a verse and a chorus. But actually, the best one I got was from a girl, from a woman. I thought her vocals, because anybody who tries to sing Nirvana songs, people are going to be like, you don't sound like Kurt Cobain. So I thought, well, maybe we should use a woman, and then people wouldn't compare, But I couldn't decide. But I'm going to go ahead and hop off here and go ahead and wrap this thing up. If you'd like to tell us where you're from and say your goodbyes to whoever you're talking to, that'd be great.
It's really nice to meet you all.
Yes, and a lot more content is going to be coming out over the summertime because it'll be warm and I'll be in my little garage recording studio and be able to work a lot more often. I appreciate you guys coming, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Let's see. Perfume reminds me of Elon Musk, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Post Malone sucks.
AI took
Best
his tattoos
verse
off. He's
guy,
really hot
best
underneath all those.
Chorus guy, chick. Nice to meet you, Autumn, says Joseph.
Thank you.
Would love to meet up in Seattle and show you around. The next time I head to Seattle, I will definitely announce it. And if you're still around, then we can do that. Joseph says, thank you for this. Ronnie Boss, nice to meet you, Autumn. Useless Agent, you rule, PsyFox. Thank you. Lakers hat. I'm actually more of a Celtics fan, but my boy wears the Celtics hat. So I liked the 80s Lakers and the 80s Celtics, that whole rivalry thing. It was before my time, but I watched the old games.
I remember you wearing those jerseys.
Yeah, when I was a kid. Yeah. Recording with Jack and Dino. I wonder if you guys could chat. Come by a session. Oh, you're going to be recording with Jack and Dino. Does he still run Reciprocal Recording? Jack and Dino actually produced a band from my town, Skeleton Witch, their second album. It's called Breathing the Fire. I talked to Scott Hedrick, their lead guitarist.
That was like your favorite band, Skeleton Witch. Yeah.
They've been around for
They brought that up.
A long time. Yeah, but they paid Jack $50,000 to produce that album, but they sold a lot of records. So, and in my opinion, it's the best one they did. Kim Gordon did best Nirvana covers. Thanks, PsyFox. Only Nirvana channel I watch. Soundhouse in Ballard. Okay, so he moved. Boo Celtics. If you guys, you know what, if you want to see a great grunge documentary on YouTube, I just got hip to this not long ago. I think it's called Verse Chorus Verse. It's a really old documentary that someone did that they put on YouTube. Just search Verse Chorus Verse and watch it. It's better than anything I ever made. Like it's way better than anything I did. Yeah. All right. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get off here. And thank you so much for stopping by. Uh, I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. End stream.